Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth Irwine, and this is week 2 of Camp NaNoWriMo April 2021. We have just finished the week. Today is Wednesday. And that means it's time for another wrap-up video, which you will see on Thursday. I didn't do a good job of vlogging this week. I did it, but I didn't do a good job of writing this week either. I'm gonna mostly put in my single phone vlog that I did, and mix in my own comments as we go. So let's start here. Okay, y'all get a phone vlog because I'm not walking downstairs to set up my camera. Because it's midnight. Today's the 9th. I'm still way behind. Every time I do research for this novel, every time I do research for this novella, I realize that I've made a mistake. The whole plot of the crime that they were going to commit doesn't work with the setting that I chose. So my choices are throw out the plot or throw out the setting. First of all, I didn't realize how much I was rolling my eyes, kind of, and looking away from the camera. Until I rewatched it to make sure I talked about everything. Research is not something that I'm used to having to do, or even to doing. It's not something that comes naturally to me, even though I guess it probably should. So it's been an experience, to say the least. And like I said in the vlog, every time I kind of look something up or try to delve deeper and make sure it works, it doesn't. So last week, I was kind of seeing the beginnings of this. I was starting to see the beginnings of this. I was starting to see that things were going to have to change. But I didn't know how bad it was until this week when I started to do research. So last week I was very optimistic about how things were going, and then everything changed. Let me hop back to past Elizabeth and have her explain to you what all of the changes are so far, or all of the problems so far. I'm a pantser at heart, so like I was like, all right, decisions are made, done. I'm gonna set it in easy things. I'm obviously, so if Face Off takes place in the 90s, it has to take place before that. Easy, mid 80s, done. Then I was like, where do I set it? Okay, easy, Germany. I don't know why I picked Germany. I liked Germany. I think something subconscious made me pick it because in the film, it like goes through, it cycles through like all the awful things he's done, and one of them is like killing Archer's kid or whatever. But one of them took place in Germany, although it wasn't this. I don't know what made me pick Germany, but I picked Germany. Except then something clicked in my head and I was like, wait, when did the Berlin Wall go down? And it was 89. So mid 80s. The Berlin Wall would still be up and it would still be separated. I'm like, we can still roll with that. So they're just on the East German side because I already picked a city. And I guess I could have flopped it over to the West German side, but it's still the same idea. Like, the East Germans aren't going to let the plot happen, generally. No matter what I do. The plot would be found out before it could be completed, and that's not what we want in a good crime novel. In this case, I want the bad guys to get away with it, because the bad guys are the main characters. And in order for them to succeed, to make it to the, film that I am fan fictioning, they have to succeed. They have to win. So I'm gonna have to switch out. I'm switching the setting. I'm making some adjustments to the plot. So I've switched a lot of things. I thought it would be a lot easier if I just set it in America, and then I was like, but that's no fun. I wanted like a foreign operation. So I've settled on, and I may change this yet, on kind of a prison break. It's going to be an expat in Mexico whose brother has been arrested and imprisoned unfairly. They were framed, and the brothers are going to help him out for the right price, as you do when you're a terrorist for hire. Even when I kind of had an idea, I wasn't writing very well. I think part of my struggle with writing was that I didn't have a good idea of the setting. And I didn't have I didn't have the research behind it. So I was like, oh, I'll do some research, and then everything fell apart. So I don't know if I talked about it. I just listened to it. But one of the other things that I screwed up was having them in a motel. But they're in Germany, and Germans don't have motels. They have some hotels, but mostly it's smaller, like, bed and breakfast type places. Like, you don't stop at the, Motel 6 or whatever. I don't know. I didn't know. And then I started doing research, and I was like, dang it. What the story that I was hired to write, or that I was asked to write, is the story of the characters. So that's what I really need to focus on. Instead of spending like 2 weeks focused on the crime, I was gonna intersperse little stories from their past. So maybe I just need to write all of those. Maybe I just need to write all of those and call it a day. And not worry about this crime thing. I don't know, we'll see. I kind of have an idea, so we'll see what happens. As I kind of mentioned at the end of the phone vlog, I did not get literally zero writing, 0 words to page over last weekend. So Friday I wrote, and then because I was keeping my streak, and then Saturday I got busy and I was working on stuff for church and missed midnight, and then I was like, oh no, I didn't update my word count, but I didn't write anything. I didn't write a single word on Saturday. I was like, oh, well, never mind. Sunday rolled around, and I started with a little bit of research. Nothing says church like reading about chemical attacks, chemical terrorism. Because one of the people on the Bob server recommended recommended that I look up the sarin attacks in Tokyo, which apparently, so there's, I did some research, and I was like, oh, a chemical attack could work a lot better, especially because I wanted it to be a chemist and not a biologist who gave them the answer. Because there's a link, because Wikipedia is awesome. There was a link to a list of places where chemical attacks have been used. Here's a surprise, it's more than just the sarin attacks. And then church was so mentally and physically draining that I came home and slept for 3 hours after lunch. No. By the time we got home, it was late, and I didn't want to write, and I didn't. And then Monday, I was like, I have to write. I have to get some words down on paper, so I did. I wrote during my morning meeting. We have a weekly meeting at 8 in the morning, which is way too early to get up, if you ask me. So I presented my work, and then I wrote. And I got 2,000 words down, or something like that, something ridiculous. I got a ridiculous number of words done during that meeting. And I wrote later that day. I think it was a total for the day of about 2,000. Which was nice. I needed that because I'm a little behind. I was already behind last week, and guess what? When you don't write for 2 days, you get even further behind. Have I written today? No, but I'm planning to. I'm hoping to make up a lot of ground this weekend, starting tomorrow for you guys, with the 24-hour write-a-thon / write-in / whatever. I'm calling it my 24-hour write-a-thon. Kate Kavanaugh released her schedule. I think Elle and I are planning on having 2 live write-ins during. And I'm planning on making a video about how that went. Hopefully release it on Monday. We'll see. then things are gonna get a little crazy because we have company coming over. Again, he's been isolating, we've been isolating, so we're being safe. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to just turn this plot into like a shorter story, like just write it quick. Don't make it this big, long, novel-length thing. And just write pieces of it, because I really enjoy writing the little pieces. Granted, what I've done so far is kill off their mother and have them steal from a Sears. But the rest of what I had planned for them, for their history stuff, was not pleasant either. But when you're bad guys who do lots of drugs, what else are you supposed to do, right? Drugs are bad, kids don't do it. So I also need to, I don't know if you'll have seen, this is the cover of the movie. And I want to do a cover of, for my NaNoWriMo project that looks similar, but with the boys, the brothers, instead of the main characters. My main characters, not their main character. As of editing on Wednesday night, my word count is this, which means my graph. I don't even want to show my graph. Oh, just put it on the screen. Just put it on the screen, get it over with. That's my graph. And I will pop the rest of the things on the screen. I'll probably do it a little different than I did it last week. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure this out, kids. We're gonna figure it out together. Pop the other things in the screen where I write from, plot twist, I wrote from home because the choices are like home or office. That's all I write from is home or bed. Those are my two options right now. And my everything else has not improved. In fact, it has gotten worse. But overall, I feel okay about my novels. So, novella, short story collection. I don't know what it's going to end up being. Tune in next week to find out what I end up writing. If I don't go insane from the writing marathon. How is your novel going? How are you meeting your goals? I know a couple people on the Bob server are doing really well, are keeping up or are ahead of their goals. I am not one of those people. I've never won a Camp NaNo before. Why start now? If you appreciate my struggles, or if you've also struggled with this kind of thing, go ahead and give this video a like. If you want to see what comes of this mess, don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss another video. Because Lord knows all you want is more of this face. And I'll see you out with this video of Pablo being adorable and cuddling while I'm trying to work. Bye.